Imagine Amazon Prime, but 2,000 years ago, powered by camels with zero customer service and a 50-50 chance you get robbed on the way. Welcome to the Silk Road, the ancient superhighway that connected China to Rome, moved fortunes, and accidentally invented globalization. It all started because the Romans had an obsession: silk. They loved it. They didn't know how it was made or where it came from. They just knew they wanted it badly. Meanwhile, China had a monopoly on silk, and they wanted things like horses, gold, and glass. So a massive network of routes was born, stretching 7,000 kilometers across deserts and mountains. It wasn't one single road. It was more like a messy, continent-spanning web of "are we there yet?" moments. This network turned Asia, the Middle East, and Europe into one giant economic system. People traded the obvious stuff: silk, spices, gold, and jade. But the real cargo was much bigger. This was the highway for ideas, religions, technologies, and yes, even diseases. It was the world's first global economy, long before stock markets or banking apps. The heroes of this story were the merchants. Think of them as the original influencers, flexing rare goods and exotic stories. They were the middlemen who mastered arbitrage, buying silk for cheap in China and reselling it in Rome for 20 times the cost. They were the Jeff Bezos of their time, except instead of warehouses, they had camels. A lot of camels. But how did they handle the money? With no universal currency, trading across thousands of miles was a logistical nightmare. So they invented solutions we still use today. They created bills of credit, basically paper promises to pay later. Yes, the Silk Road helped invent credit. They used universal weighting systems to value different coins, the ancestor of foreign exchange markets. And they built powerful family trust networks that acted like an ancient version of PayPal buyer protection. They built a global financial system without banks, powered by math and trust. The most valuable things that moved along the Silk Road, though, weren't physical goods. They were ideas. This was the ancient internet. Slow and dusty, but it worked. It's how Buddhism traveled from India to China. It's how mathematics from Persia reached Europe. And it's how noodles made their way from China, eventually, some say, becoming Italian pasta. The Silk Road was a physical network that rewired the human mind.
Of course, it wasn't all good. Some routes were so dangerous, merchants had to travel in massive armed caravans just to survive. The network was fragile. If one empire collapsed, a trade route could vanish overnight. And its greatest downside? The Silk Road was also the highway that helped spread the Black Death across continents. So what happened to it? The Silk Road wasn't conquered by an army. It was made obsolete by a better technology: ships. Sea trade could move 100 times more goods, 5 times cheaper, with 0 camels. The land routes faded as the world entered a new era of maritime globalization. But its legacy is everywhere. The systems it created, global supply chains, credit, cultural exchange, are the foundation of our modern world. And here's the wild part: the idea is still alive. China is building a new Silk Road right now, the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project connecting over 150 countries. The ancient highway is being reborn with high-speed rail and shipping ports. The Silk Road never really ended, it just upgraded.